All right, boys, what is up? And welcome back to a realistic journey you can expect to have as a trader. This is no bullshit, no guru, none of that bullshit that you see online 24/7, right? You've been kind of raised in the trading space, being fed all these lies, understanding that, oh, I could learn this model overnight. Oh, I can become profitable overnight. Oh, this guy's system, he promised me if I paid him $5,000, I could learn his strategy overnight and be profitable by next week. No, absolutely not. That is never, I had a hiccup, I'm sorry. That is never how it is going to work. The hard truth about trading is the one thing that will turn you profitable. The one thing that is truly sustainable over an extended period of time is going to be two things: discretion and market experience. And guess what? They go hand in hand, right? How do you gain discretion? Market experience. How do you gain market experience? Time on the charts. So what really matters? What is going to take you from, holy shit, I just blew my funded, fuck, I got emotional, I'm such a bad trader, to, yo, I just got $20,000 in payouts for the 5th month in a row. Maybe this trading thing is actually working for me. Market experience, actual market experience, right? I'm not talking about you go onto the charts and you full pour your accounts like an idiot. I'm talking about you have a system in front of you. You have your rules. For example, my trading rules are my strategy, obviously the strategy I trade, which if you don't know that, I'll leave a link for you in the description. Just watch my videos, you'll pick it up pretty fast. But like I said, there's no model you could actually process overnight. There's a model or system you could watch. You could watch all my videos. You can watch anyone's videos online on how they trade. You could pick it up in a few days. That does not mean you will make money with it for a few weeks or a few months, right? I could literally learn a brand new model right now in the next 20 minutes, but that won't matter because I don't know how to apply it with what? With market experience, because market experience is all that actually matters. So no matter what strategy or system I choose to learn today, I probably won't make money in the markets with it for a few weeks or a few months because I need actual time in the markets with it. Backtesting a system, forward testing a system, and actually live trading it is a completely different theory. That's why I tell you guys backtesting, I don't really believe in backtesting because the truth is you could backtest as much as you want. That's not going to practice what? That's not going to help you practice managing your emotions. That's not going to help you focus on how to actually not hesitate when you're entering trades, how to hold to your take profit, how to not extend your stop loss. Or I've heard stories of you guys deleting your stop loss. Why are you in a trade without a stop loss? Like, that is actually idiotic to me. I will never comprehend people deleting their stop loss. Like, why are you? That's so stupid, right? But actual experience and time in the real markets, having to manage and navigate a position in real time is going to get you 10 times further than clicking buy and sell and then, oh, skip 1 minute. Because in real time, what's going to happen? In real time, price is going to chop through your position and you're going to have to sit there thinking, all right, I have to hold to my take profit. All right, do I cut early? I don't like the way price is moving. Okay, I'm just going to cut here because price is going towards my stop loss, right? Those are all emotions that will interfere with an actual outcome of your trading, right? Because what? Trading is an input. The way you make money in the markets is focusing on the inputs. There's two things when it comes to trading. There's your psychology and your actual discipline with your system, right? Because you could be as good as you want with technical analysis, but if you can't actually hop off the charts after a loss, hop off the charts after a trade or two, then how far are you really going to get as a trader? Because if your technical analysis is on point 99% of the time and you just got, well, you made $100,000, you could crash out in one day and watch all that money disappear in front of your face if you can't learn to accept that a loss is part of your system. The best advice I ever received as a trader was you cannot control what the markets do. There is no such thing as an algorithm in the market that truly controls the market. I do not believe that the concepts I trade are what truly move the market. I will be honest with that. I trade ICT concepts. Do I believe that ICT coded the market? Absolutely not. Do I believe that the market actually moves off ICT concepts? No. But I've seen in real time that when I apply the concepts on a short time frame intervals, it is successful 70 to 90% of the time, right? Because my win rate is 70 to 90%. So if I see right in front of me, okay, when I do this, it plays out 70 to 80% of the time. Statistically, I am going to make money over the course of 10 trades, over the course of 100 trades, over the course of 1,000 trades. I'm gonna make money. Do I believe that's how the market actually moves and it is coded as an algorithm? No. I think the market is moved by all the money in the banks. And I think they have their own systems and their own way of moving it that I will never truly understand. But what I understand is that my strategy statistically makes me money on a weekly and monthly basis, right? Do I win every day? No. Do I win every trade? Absolutely not. And that is what you have to accept, that you are simply a statistic in the market, and your loss is also a statistic in the market. Statistically, the stock market is a zero-sum game, meaning every dollar you're putting in, someone is losing a dollar. So understand that some days you are meant to be that person losing a dollar, because if not, the system would technically be what? It'd be perfect. You'd have a 100% win rate and a infinite risk to reward. That's not how the game works. That is not. If that was how it works, I would be living in a $100 million mansion with like 3 Paganis, a Koenigsegg, and like probably like a decked out Bronco in like Puerto Rico right now, not paying any taxes. But sadly, systems have losses. Systems have a lot of losses, and you have to learn to accept that. You have to learn to accept the fact that a system is inevitably going to take a loss. And from that, you can choose to do two things, right? When you take that loss, you can choose to A, overreact, get emotional, get mad that your system didn't play out, or sit on your hands, understand that, I have a 70, 80% win rate. Realistically, I'm gonna make money this week if I just lock myself out, if I take my $300-400 loss, and then I make another $600 tomorrow and $600 the day after that, because my system has a 70% win rate and a 1 to 2 risk reward. So I know statistically, if I just follow my system, I'm bound to make money at the end of the week, at the end of the month. Instead of crashing out, losing all your profits in one day and blaming the market for some idiotic shit you just did. All right. So I kind of lost track of the point of this video, which was a realistic, path as a trader. And that goes hand in hand in a way with what I was just saying. People expect you to become profitable overnight. People expect you to become the best trader you could possibly be over the course of a few days, over the course of a few weeks. It took me 2 years or a year and a half to get a payout. A year and a half of showing up to the markets, blowing my accounts, losing money, spending thousands of dollars on my credit card, resetting accounts until I actually started getting thousands or tens of thousands of dollars consistently, payouts month after month, right? Because what? Because it took me time to build that market discretion. It took me time to have my market experience on the charts. Why? Because time on the charts is the only thing that could truly build market experience, is the only thing that could truly build discretion. You cannot force discretion. You cannot learn discretion overnight, because discretion is your ability to judge the market based on previous experience. And if you don't have previous experience, then how are you going to learn that overnight? How are you going to become profitable tomorrow if you haven't been trading for a few months? How do you expect to make $10,000 in your payout tomorrow if you don't have a system that you've been trading for a certain period of time, right? And that is what I teach all my students. What I teach all of you guys. You guys are my students. I teach you to focus on your time on the charts. Focus on your market discretion, because ultimately what is going to make you money is your previous experience trading. Your strategy, of course, your strategy matters, but your strategy is what you're going to apply to the market day after day, and you are slowly going to understand, all right, this style of entry, this entry system doesn't work for me. This exit system, I don't like it. I'm not comfortable losing this much money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten my stop loss and I'm gonna extend my take profit. So what do? You like a higher risk reward system. Maybe the strategy you're trading right now isn't for you, right? Maybe you're not comfortable. I have friends who are not, shout out Banca, he's not comfortable risking $500 to make $500. He risks like $500 to make thousands of dollars, right? But what does he do? He sacrifices his win rate for that, but ultimately has an extremely profitable system. Me, I also have a very profitable system. What I do is I risk 500 to make 500, right? I just have a higher win rate. So you can either sacrifice your win rate or sacrifice your risk to reward. Personally, I sacrifice my risk to reward. I risk $1 to make $1. Certain people risk $1 to make like $4 or $5, but they also take a big toll in their win rate. What ultimately matters is your profit factor. Your profit factor is essentially anything over 1 means you're profitable, but the way it mathematically is how much you've lost and how much money you've made. So if you've taken $10,000 worth of losses, but you've taken $20,000 worth of wins, you have a profit factor of 2 and you've made $10,000. Why? Because you've lost $10,000, but you've made $20,000. So 20,000 minus 10,000 is 10,000. So your profit is $10,000, but your profit factor is 2. If you lost 10,000 but you made 12,000, your profit factor is 1.2, because you literally just made 20% more than you lost. That is not a very good profit factor. Ideally, you do want a profit factor of at least 1 to 2 month after month. Mine's probably 2 to 3, I would say, is my profit factor. And that is what ultimately does matter in your trading, is profit factor, right? And I know the whole point of this video was a realistic career path, but there is no such thing as a realistic career path. What I wanted to really share with you guys is lessons I have learned throughout my trading and that have actually forced me to become a profitable trader, right? Because there's ultimately going to be 1,000 people online who will give you 1,000 different answers on how they came up as a trader, how they make all this money trading, which most of it isn't even from trading, if I'm being honest. Most of the people in the industry will feed you anything for you to join their Discord, buy their $5,000, $10,000 mentorship, and then fuck off. Then they don't care about you. And that is not a career you should expect as a trader. Career you should expect as a trader is months to a year of losing, of showing up to the charts and losing, and understanding that a loss is part of your system, and understanding that your emotions are getting in your way of your success. If you can walk off after a loss, if you can understand that a loss is part of your system, if you cannot double down and over leverage on your losing trades, if you cannot delete your stop loss, if you cannot extend your take profit, if you could follow a system that you built for yourself and trade it for a few months and have that market experience and build that discretion, you will see success. Success takes time. Why? Because success is statistically driven. Everything in the market is data driven. Your strategy, your system, your risk to reward, your win rate is all data driven. Data takes time to build. Statistics in the market take years, take months to backtest everything. Everything that you see in front of you in the charts that I've shown you, all the money I've shown you that I've made from trading, every trade I take, I've been backtesting, I've been trading for 3 years now. For almost 3 years now. I don't know why I keep saying 3 years, it's just easier to say. I've been trading since June of 2023. I don't know why it's 2025, I'm an idiot. June of 2023. So it's been almost 3 years now of me trading, of me taking losses every day, of me showing up to the markets every day and taking a win or a loss. And I will tell you what, I spent 2 years being emotional. I spent 2 years revenge trading. I spent 2 years full porting my accounts after a few losses. I spent 2 years getting upset when I took a loss because I felt wrong. I felt that when I took a loss, I was wrong. When if I took that same setup the next day or the previous day and I won, I would feel right. Does that make any sense? If I did the same thing 3 days in a row and the outcome was different, why should I feel upset if my input was the same? Right? Because ultimately, if I'm taking two wins and 1 loss, I'm coming out making money. But one day my emotions fluctuate because I feel wrong. I feel upset that my system didn't play out. And what does that do? That interferes with my statistics. If I crash out that day, that 1 loss could turn into 3, 4 losses and ultimately ruin my entire account, ruin my entire week or month of trading, right? You cannot let one bad day interfere with an entire month of progress. And that is the #1 mistake I see with most traders online, is they tell you it's okay to take multiple trades a day. I'm very against that. I am very opposed to taking multiple trades a day. I do believe 1, 2, maybe 3 trades max, if you've just been break even after break even, is the way to go. Because statistically, if your system is not playing out in your favor, that might just not be your day. That might be a bad day for your strategy. And like I said, do I believe the market is actually based off ICT? No. Absolutely not. I believe the market is data driven, and statistically, I make money with my system. My system is not perfect. If my system is the way the market actually moved on a daily basis and worked 100% of the time, I would not be on YouTube. You'd see me on Forbes, 30 under 30, billionaire NasdaqAle, the best trader in the world. But guess what? My system isn't perfect. My system has flaws. My system takes losses, as does yours. It's up to you as a trader to choose. Are you going to get upset when you take that loss? Or are you going to understand that your loss is part of a bigger system that is ultimately going to make you a shit ton of money over the next few months, right? So when you're going off and you're trading this next week, I want you to think to yourself, when you're taking a win, when you're taking a loss, am I giving the markets the right input? Am I actually following my system? Am I over trading by doing this? If I lose this trade, am I going to be upset? If you could ask yourself all those questions and be honest and you agree with the answers you give yourself, then continue to do so. Then continue taking those trades that follow your system, follow your rules, and you understand if you lose that trade, you won't be upset because you'll be happy that you followed your rules. But guess what? If you are lying to yourself and you're telling yourself, okay, this is actually a good trade, but the reality is you're just upset because you just lost your last trade and you're just trying to get your account back up, then just start being honest with yourself because you're being an idiot. You are being a moron. You are sacrificing profits and leaving so much money and progress on the table, on the table, okay? So The one piece of advice I want to leave for you guys before I end this video, and I'm not going to edit any of this. You're going to see all this content. You're going to see all my stutters, everything, all this bullshit, because I want to be as raw as possible as I can on social media for you guys, to show you guys the truth about trading, show you guys the truth about myself. I am my own person as well, right? And the one message I want to give you guys is treat progress in trading as an emotional journey, not as a monetary journey. Don't think, okay, I made $20,000 last month. I only made $15,000 today. So this month. So I was a better trader last month than I was this month. No, think of trading as sort of you want to be as low cortisol as possible month after month. I know that might be a meme right now, the whole low cortisol shit. But the reality is the best way to progress as a trader is to be in a state of peace, to be in a calmful state of mind where you don't want to revenge trade, you don't want to over leverage, you don't want to go back into the markets and give more money into the markets than you've actually taken out of them, right? Because the way I judge progress as a trader for myself, the way I saw the most amount of progress for me was when I was actually at peace with trading, when I didn't want to take a trade, when I didn't want to put money back into the markets. I go into the markets every day looking for a reason not to take a trade. I go into the markets every day looking for a reason to preserve my capital. And if the market gives me an opportunity, so good. I would be an idiot not to put money into the market and risk my own capital to make more. Then I allow myself to enter a trade. And that progress from going into the markets every day saying, I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade, to slowly shifting into, I'm calm, I don't want to put money into the markets today. There's no reason for me to risk my capital. That's what turned me profitable, right? I slowly became more at peace, more calm with my trading. And that is something I want you guys to focus as well. When you're trading, try to be in a good state of mind. If you are in an upset state of mind, an aggravated or energized state of mind, that is not going to be the best for you. You might crash out. If that happens, personally, from my experience, I don't have the best experience trading in a very loud environment. I don't have the best experience trading when I'm very aggravated or when I'm in a bad mood or when something bad just happened to me in the past with family, friends, anything. I just don't trade my best. So what I do is I de-risk on those occasions, right? What I love doing myself is being in a calm state of mind. I'll have a little coffee. I'll just be streaming for the Discord. I'll be chilling with some music in the background. And if a good setup shows up, I take it. And that is it. And I highly advise you guys to try to be as calm and as peace with yourself as possible when you are trading. And I hope you guys actually learned something from this video. I know I steered a lot away from the actual purpose of it, so I'm probably gonna have to change the title. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a blessed day, learn something new, and take this week for a new opportunity. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.